Just when you thought the Papoose and Remy Ma drama couldn't get any messier, it has officially hit a new low. Word on the street is that Papoose's new girlfriend has exposed Remy Ma for allegedly sending him explicit photos. A desperate attempt to win him back after their very public fallout. Screenshots, DMIs, and alleged receipts are flooding social media, and the internet is losing its mind. According to multiple viral posts, Papoose's new girlfriend reportedly found the photos in his phone and confronted him. But instead of keeping it private, she exposed everything online. The alleged images haven't been leaked, thankfully, but the claims alone have thrown gasoline on an already burning fire. Now fans are divided. Some believe Remy's trying to rekindle what she lost, while others say it's all part of a clout-chasing setup to drag her name through the mud. What makes this even wilder is the timing. Remy has been promoting new music. Papoose's silence has been deafening, and now this scandal drops like a bomb. People are asking, is this Remy's emotional breaking point, or a calculated move to remind the world who she really belonged to? Either way, this latest twist has turned one of hip-hop's most respected love stories into a soap opera of betrayal, ego, and heartbreak, and everyone's watching to see just how far this mess is going to go. When the story first broke that Papoose's new girlfriend allegedly exposed Remy Ma for sending him nudes, the entire hip-hop community froze. It was one of those moments where everyone had to read the headline twice, because the idea of Remy Ma, a woman once celebrated for her confidence and composure, allegedly sending explicit photos to her estranged husband while he's with someone new, sounded like a script straight out of a scandal drama. But the receipts, or at least what appeared to be them, told a different story, and soon, social media became the stage for yet another chaotic chapter in the downfall of one of hip-hop's most iconic couples. According to multiple blog reports, it all started when Papoose's new girlfriend, a woman who's been linked to him for the past few months, went through his phone and allegedly discovered messages from Remy. At first, the screenshots didn't seem like much, a few late-night texts, some emojis, and casual conversation. But then came the claim that changed everything: that Remy had sent private photos in an attempt to get Papoose's attention again. The girlfriend, clearly furious, reportedly confronted Papoose about the messages, leading to a heated argument. But instead of handling things quietly, she took to social media, posting cryptic stories about women who can't let go and exes who still want what they lost. Within hours, the story went viral. Screenshots circulated across gossip pages, and blogs like The Shade Room, Gossip of the City, and Lipstick Alley began piecing together timelines, old photos, and quotes from previous interviews. The internet's reaction was immediate and brutal. Fans of Remy Ma were shocked. This was the same woman who had built her brand on being strong, unapologetic, and above petty drama. "This can't be real," one Twitter user wrote. "Remy sending nudes to her ex while he's with someone else? Nah, that's not the Remy I know." Others, however, weren't so quick to defend her. "Y'all forget," another person tweeted, "love makes people do desperate things. She's human like the rest of us." Papoose, true to form, said nothing. No statement, no denial, no clarification. His silence only added more fuel to the fire. To many, that silence was an admission, not necessarily that the photos existed, but that the situation wasn't entirely false. And when celebrities stay quiet during a social media storm, the internet fills in the blanks. The alleged girlfriend, who's since gained tens of thousands of followers overnight, continued to fan the flames. In one of her stories, she wrote, "When you've got to remind a man that the past is the past, you also remind him why it ended." People immediately assumed she was talking about Remy Ma. Others claim she went even further, telling followers in a now-deleted comment, "Ain't nothing classy about begging for what you already fumbled." It didn't take long for everyone to start picking sides. Some people saw the girlfriend as a victim, a woman protecting her relationship from a powerful ex trying to worm her way back in. Others accused her of clout chasing, saying she was using the drama to gain fame. "She's not mad," one fan posted. "She's marketing herself." This is 2025 scandals or currency. Meanwhile, attention turned toward Remy Ma's social media accounts. Observers noticed she had suddenly gone quiet too. For someone who usually posts regularly motivational quotes, studio shots, or brand collaborations, her silence was deafening. When she finally broke it with a single cryptic message that read, "Sometimes people push you to remind them who you are." The internet went into overdrive. To some, that was a denial, a way of saying she wasn't the type to beg or stoop low. But to others, it sounded like she was ready to fight back. Comment sections flooded with speculation. Is she about to clap back in a song? One fan wrote, "Remy, don't post stuff like that for no reason." The timeline of events became the main focus. Fans started connecting dots, realizing that the alleged messages may have been sent around the same time that Remy and Papoose's separation rumors first started to gain traction. Some pointed out that Remy had been looking more emotional during interviews, often talking about missing peace and understanding your mistakes. In hindsight, those comments took on a whole new meaning. For years, Remy Ma and Papoose were hip-hop's power couple, the symbol of what real love could survive. They overcame distance, incarceration, and fame's toxicity. So, for things to end like this, with allegations, jealousy, and leaked texts, felt like a betrayal to the fans who rooted for them. Their love story had been something rare in the music industry, built on loyalty and resilience. And now it seemed like even that legacy was crumbling under the weight of ego and pride. Insiders close to both artists claim that while Remy was deeply hurt by how quickly Papoose moved on, she didn't mean for things to spiral like this. According to one anonymous source quoted by a popular hip-hop blog, Remy didn't do it out of lust. She did it out of emotion. She misses him. They've been through too much for her to watch him play house with somebody new. That statement only added to the chaos. Suddenly, people weren't just debating whether the photos were real, they were psychoanalyzing Remy's state of mind. Some empathized with her, saying heartbreak can make even the strongest person do irrational things. Others weren't so forgiving. "You don't send pictures to your ex when he's moved on." One woman commented, "That's not love, that's manipulation." As the drama escalated, major media outlets picked it up. Entertainment news shows began discussing it. Radio hosts debated who was in the wrong, and YouTubers rushed to upload their reaction videos. Every angle was dissected, from whether Remy's actions were a cry for help to whether Papoose's girlfriend was being messy for publicizing private drama. Some even speculated that the whole thing might be a publicity stunt, with Remy allegedly gearing up for a new project and Papoose rumored to have upcoming features. Cynics wondered if the leak was strategic, a way to keep their names in the headlines. After all, controversy sells. And few hip-hop couples have mastered public attention like they have. Still, the emotional weight of the story couldn't be ignored. Even if the details were exaggerated, it reflected something real: the pain of love lost and the difficulty of letting go. Remy and Papoose's story wasn't just about fame. It was about two people who built an empire together, only to find themselves on opposite sides of a scandal that neither could control by the end of the week. Fans were exhausted, torn between disbelief and pity. The once admired duo had become the center of a spectacle, a tragic reflection of how easily private heartbreak can be turned into public entertainment. And whether the nude photos existed or not, one thing was undeniable. The respect that once defined their love story had been replaced by something much darker: resentment, exposure, and the painful realization that some things really don't last forever. By the time the story about Remy Ma's alleged nude texts to Papoose hit its second day online, the internet was already ablaze. The speculation had gone from whispers to a full-blown firestorm. And everyone seemed to have an opinion. Fans, fellow artists, gossip bloggers, and even comedians were chiming in. What had started as a messy relationship rumor was now turning into a cultural talking point about respect, privacy, and desperation in love. The girlfriend, whose name was still being withheld by major outlets but had already become a trending topic online, was reportedly standing firm on her claims. In one now viral Instagram live session, she said she wasn't trying to embarrass anyone, but that some people need to stop pretending they moved on when they still sending pictures to another woman's man. The live pulled over 100,000 viewers in less than an hour before being deleted, but by then the damage was done. Screen recordings were everywhere. Social media split into two camps instantly. One group backed the girlfriend, calling her brave for exposing a fake queen and protecting her relationship. The other side came to Remy Ma's defense, saying the girlfriend was seeking attention and using Papoose's name to chase fame. As one fan posted, "Nobody wins when you post a man's private business for likes. That's not love, that's clout." While the online chaos unfolded, Remy Ma stayed quiet, a move that, in today's social media world, only added more fuel to the speculation. People were reading into everything: her old posts, her unfollows, even her facial expressions in recent photos. One fan wrote under a throwback picture, "Remy looks tired of being misunderstood. I don't believe this for a second." Another replied, "She tired because she got caught." Behind the scenes, however, insiders were painting a different picture. Multiple sources close to both camps told media outlets that the situation wasn't as black and white as people thought. According to one insider, Remy's messages weren't sexual at first. They started off as emotional check-ins. She was trying to reach out, not for anything scandalous, but because she missed her friend, the source said. But somewhere along the way, the lines blurred. What was supposed to be closure became confusion. The problem, of course, was perception. In the digital age, context doesn't matter. Screenshots do. The alleged messages looked bad, even if the intentions behind them were complex. And for someone like Remy Ma, who had spent years rebuilding her image after prison and rebranding herself as a strong, disciplined woman, this kind of scandal could undo years of progress. Meanwhile, Papoose, always the definition of composure, was stuck in the middle of a media nightmare. According to reports, he was furious that his private messages had been aired out online. Papoose doesn't do public drama. One insider told a gossip blog, "He's the type of man who believes in handling things behind closed doors. This whole circus goes against everything he stands for." Still, the silence from his end left people guessing. Some said he was protecting Remy, refusing to humiliate her further. Others claimed he was quietly standing by his new girlfriend, unwilling to add fuel to the fire. Whatever the truth was, his refusal to address it publicly only made him seem more mysterious and more powerful. The girlfriend, on the other hand, wasn't backing down. In another post she wrote, "If I'm lying, why haven't they denied it? Silence speaks louder than words." That line was shared across Twitter more than 200,000 times. Suddenly, the story wasn't just about leaked messages, it was about silence as confession. People started revisiting old interviews with Papoose and Remy, looking for signs of cracks in their relationship. Clips of them on Love and Hip Hop began resurfacing, moments where Remy appeared frustrated or Papoose looked distant. The signs were there. One viral thread read, "They just hid it behind loyalty quotes and matching outfits." Remy's critics accused her of being unable to accept that Papoose had moved on. "It's not desperation," one user wrote. "It's ego. She's used to being the one in control, and now she's watching someone else have what used to be hers." Others disagreed, saying it was heartbreak, not ego. When you love someone for over a decade, you don't just unlove them. Sometimes your emotions move faster than your logic. That emotional angle is what gave the story its staying power. This wasn't just gossip anymore. It was a human story. People saw themselves in the heartbreak, in the jealousy, in the inability to let go. The Remy Ma Papoose saga had stopped being a celebrity scandal and had become a mirror for modern love. Messy, public, and painfully real. As blogs kept digging, a new layer of drama emerged. A few bloggers claimed that Papoose's new girlfriend wasn't entirely innocent either. Screenshots appeared showing her DMing another rapper months before, flirting and hinting at wanting to collaborate. It wasn't proof of anything, but it was enough to make people question her motives. Was she really hurt, or just retaliating because she realized Papoose's heart was still with Remy? Corey Holcomb, who'd previously gone viral for his commentary on the earlier Papoose and Remy fallout. He even jumped into this one. In a clip that made the rounds online, he joked, "I told y'all before. That kind of love don't just die. It gets messy before it ends." Then, in his more serious tone, he added, "Everybody want to be mature until their heart gets hit. Then it's pictures, posts, and chaos." His statement summed up the tone of the entire situation. Not evil, not innocent, just emotionally reckless. As the scandal continued to dominate headlines, industry insiders began to worry about what this meant for Remy's legacy. She had always been one of the few female rappers respected equally for her bars and her resilience. Now, instead of being discussed for her talent, she was trending for all the wrong reasons. Even some fellow artists privately admitted disappointment. "It's sad," one female rapper said anonymously. "Remy's one of the strongest women I know. But this ain't it. This ain't her." For fans, the pain ran deeper than gossip. Papoose and Remy had represented the idea that love could survive the music industry. That loyalty still existed in a world built on fame and temptation. Seeing that image unravel felt like losing hope in something sacred. If they can't make it, who can? Became a common refrain across comment sections. By the end of that week, the scandal had evolved from shock to exhaustion. Even those who loved the drama began to admit it was sad. The internet, which had once celebrated their love story, had now turned into the judge and jury of their downfall. Every meme, every clip, every comment was another nail in the coffin of their reputation as hip-hop's most loyal couple. But perhaps the cruelest irony of all was that nobody really knew the truth. Maybe Remy's messages were exaggerated. Maybe Papoose was still trying to navigate a love that had ended before he was ready. Maybe the girlfriend was telling the truth. Or maybe she just knew how to play the internet game better than anyone else. Either way, one thing had become clear. Privacy was gone. And the love story that once inspired millions had turned into a public cautionary tale. The moral was simple but painful when relationships end. Closure doesn't come from texts or photos. It comes from letting go. And no matter how powerful you are, heartbreak makes everyone human. As the scandal stretched into another week, it became clear that what had started as a rumor had now grown into a cultural obsession. The story of Remy Ma allegedly sending explicit photos to Papoose and his new girlfriend exposing it wasn't just gossip anymore. It had become a lens through which people examined love, loyalty, and how messy relationships can become in the spotlight. Every major blog had its own exclusive. Some claimed to have new screenshots. Others said they'd spoken directly with insiders. But none of the stories agreed on what was true. What everyone could agree on, though, was that this situation had officially gone too far. A once private love story had become a circus, and no one, not Remy, not Papoose, not even the girlfriend, seemed to have any control over it anymore. The public was eating it up. Podcasts dedicated entire episodes to breaking down the timeline. From Papoose's silent loyalty to Remy's alleged desperation. YouTubers analyzed body language from old interviews, claiming they could see the cracks in their relationship years before. One viral tweet read, "This ain't just hip-hop drama, this is a whole sociology lesson on heartbreak." Meanwhile, the alleged girlfriend was reveling in the attention. Her follower count skyrocketed. Brand deals started coming her way, makeup sponsors, podcast invites, and offers to tell her side of the story. What had started as an act of revenge was now becoming a business move. People noticed, and opinions shifted again. So this was the plan all along. One fan commented under a gossip post, "Expose the ex, go viral, get a bag." Remy Ma, still silent, became the ghost at the center of the chaos. Her silence was powerful, but also damning. To her critics, it was confirmation of guilt. To her supporters, it was proof of class. Her team reportedly advised her to ignore the story completely, knowing that addressing it would only feed the beast. But that didn't stop people from talking. Her reputation as hip-hop's strong woman who never folds was being challenged. And everyone wanted to know if she would finally speak out. Then a video clip resurfaced, an old interview where Remy Ma talked about relationships and forgiveness. In it, she said, "When you love somebody, you don't just turn it off. Sometimes you act out, sometimes you make bad decisions, but that don't mean you stopped loving them." That clip hit differently now. Fans replayed it endlessly, using it as proof that she was emotional, not manipulative. For some, it made her relatable. For others, it made her look guilty. As the debate raged on, Papoose remained the calm eye of the storm. People close to him said he'd shut off all interviews, refused to make statements, and was focusing on his daughter and music. But behind the scenes, sources claimed he was quietly furious, not necessarily at Remy, but at how something so personal had turned into a global spectacle. "He's a private man," one source said. "He feels violated not just by what might have happened, but by the fact that people are dissecting his life like it's entertainment." Corey Holcomb, never one to miss a cultural moment, weighed in again during one of his live streams. "I told y'all before, this love stuff don't end pretty," he said. Remy tried to play it cool, but love make even the strongest woman act out. And Pap, he's the kind of man that'll die before he shows emotion. That's why he quiet. That's why he winning. The audience laughed, but there was truth behind the humor. Holcomb had managed, once again, to capture the messy humanity in the story. By now, fans weren't sure who to root for. Remy Ma, the heartbroken woman who maybe went too far? Papoose, the loyal husband turned reluctant ex? Or the new girlfriend, the scorned woman fighting for her place? The situation had blurred so many moral lines that nobody looked innocent anymore. Music outlets began speculating whether any of the three would turn this chaos into art. "Pain fuels creativity," one journalist wrote. "If Remy or Papoose channel this energy into music, it could be the royest work of their careers." But not everyone wanted music. Some wanted accountability. "We've all been heartbroken." One Twitter thread said, "But sending private photos to someone else's partner isn't love, it's control." Meanwhile, the alleged girlfriend continued feeding the public bits and pieces, subtle hints. A lyric caption here, a selfie with a cryptic quote there. Every post reignited the story. She had mastered the art of keeping just enough mystery to stay trending. People who once called her messy were now calling her a marketing genius. Remy Ma finally made a move, not through a statement, but through music. Without warning, she previewed a new freestyle on her Instagram Live. The lyrics were vague but sharp. "Y'all think I'm desperate? But I call it emotion. A queen in her feelings still moves with devotion. They can twist my name but can't break my crown. I built this kingdom, they just run their mouths now." The internet went crazy. The comments poured in instantly. Some praised her for addressing the drama with artistry instead of gossip. Others accused her of gaslighting. "Girl, that's not poetry, that's deflection," one tweet read. But whether you loved it or hated it, one thing was clear. Remy was finally reclaiming her narrative within hours. That clip had millions of views, and fans were dissecting every line for hidden meanings. Some said the kingdom reference was about her marriage, while others thought they just run their mouths, was a shot at the girlfriend. Whatever the interpretation, Remy had reminded everyone why she was one of the most respected lyricists in the game. Even in the middle of chaos, she could turn pain into poetry. Still, the emotional toll was obvious. Reports claimed she had pulled back from several public appearances and was spending time with family. For all her strength, she was human, and this scandal had wounded her deeply. As one fan posted, "You can tell Remy's hurt. She ain't clapping back because she knows this one cut too close." For Papoose, the silence continued. He was spotted only once, leaving a studio, head down, no jewelry, no entourage. When reporters shouted questions, he didn't respond. But that single image a man once celebrated for loyalty, now alone and weary, said everything that words couldn't. By the time the frenzy began to die down, everyone had learned something, or at least thought they had. The girlfriend learned that fame comes fast when you stir the internet, but peace disappears just as quickly. Remy learned that even queens can bleed when they chase closure the wrong way. And Papoose, perhaps, learned the hardest truth of all, that even love built on loyalty can crumble when the world refuses to let it stay private. The internet, of course, moved on to its next scandal. But for those who had watched this unfold, it left a bitter taste, a reminder that behind every viral headline are real people, real pain, and real regrets. What once was a love story had become a cautionary tale about ego, heartbreak, and exposure. And as one fan commented perfectly under a final post about the situation, "This whole thing proves one thing: love can survive prison, fame, and money, but not the internet." Before you scroll away, take a second to let this one sink in. The story of Remy Papoose and his new girlfriend isn't just another round of celebrity drama. It's a raw reminder of how fragile love becomes when pride and pain collide in public. What used to be one of hip-hop's most inspiring love stories has turned into a cautionary tale about boundaries, closure, and the dangers of turning heartbreak into headlines. If these rumors are true, then this was never about photos. It was about emotion. About what happens when love lingers long after the relationship ends. About how even the strongest people can lose control when they feel forgotten. And if it's not true, then it's proof of how easily lies can destroy what's left of someone's dignity in the age of the internet. Either way, everyone involved loses something: peace, privacy, or pride. And that's the tragedy beneath the clicks and comments. So before you judge, think about it. How many times have you seen people try to heal by holding on? How many times have you confused love with ownership or closure with chaos? If this story hit a nerve, hit that follow button, drop a comment, and share your thoughts. Because behind every scandal is a truth that hurts. And this one reminds us that fame doesn't protect anyone from heartbreak. In the end, everyone bleeds the same when love falls apart. Same when love falls apart.